with Taylor Webb here. We're just going to take a minute to talk about resources, different types of sources. So there are a couple different types of sources we're going to be talking about. The first is primary and the second is secondary sources. And all these you want to have a variety of resources for accuracy when you're talking about a certain topic. And these are types of resources. A primary resource is basically something that a person experiences firsthand, or they are a witness to something, you could say. And these sources are like, for example, if someone from World War II had a diary, well, that would be a primary resource. If they did an interview, that would be a primary resource because it's from their personal experience and it's being recorded by them. So you could even, music could be a primary resource. Photographs could be a primary resource. Even a map could be a primary resource. As far as secondary resources, secondary resources are created by a person who was not present during the time of an event. So a secondary resource references an original resource, but it does not come from that person's personal experience. And these look like, for example, for World War II, if a couple authors wrote a book about World War II, and obviously they were not in World War II, but they did research. They have, original sources that are verifiable that they have now put into either, a book format or a textbook format. And so this is a secondary resource. A secondary resource can also look like in a form of a dictionary or a biography or an article. Again, a textbook is a great secondary resource that students are using. So let's just stick with the topic of World War II. And we want to make sure that we're questioning a lot. To question is then you can do some research after you come up with a question. So, for example, why did Nazi Germany start World War II? What was the cause of it? And so if you can answer that question, or if you can't answer that question, it's a starting point, so that then you can go into your resources and you can analyze, the content of a primary resource or a secondary resource. So you want to be looking for dates. You want to be looking for authors and where it's taking place. Make sure that, you're having your students ask, why does this matter? Why is this significant? What background information do I know about any of these before I even start opening my primary or secondary resources? What's the big picture? What's the meaning of all of this? Try to uncover the big ideas of the source or sources, and make sure that your students are, trying to uncover all the different clues or the meanings in these resources, to make sure that they're looking for biases, their own bias included, or the author's bias and credibility towards all of the information that they're looking at. And they just want to look at all of this and really put themselves in the shoes of maybe even a historian, make it a fun, if you were a historian, what would you be looking for? That's, can make it, more engaging for students. And, when we're looking at these sources, we also want to ask ourselves these questions. I notice. What do I notice? I wonder. What do I wonder? I see. Okay, I see that it says this here. Is that verifiable? Make sure we're taking, 2 or 3 different resources to verify the accuracy of these documents. And so I think that about covers the understanding of primary and secondary sources. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Bye-bye.